In this lesson, we're going to learn about one of the most important things of video editing, and that is audio design. So audio design is when you take different sound effects and combine it with your clip and music to create a more realistic scene. These sound effects can be something as simple as walking sounds, bird noises, wind sounds, and all that. And when you include audio design on your clip, not only are you setting yourself apart from amateur video editors, but you're also making your scene more interesting for your audience. People will be more drawn into it because it feels as if they're in that clip and they're in that moment, in that forest, swimming under the water, whatever the clip has. You're going to make your clip more acceptable to your viewers' eyes. In the further lessons, we're going to learn how to exactly achieve audio design. I went ahead and made this clip. We will learn about how to make this clip in another lesson. I just wanted to show you guys an example of audio design. So let me just unmute these. As you can see, this is my clip, and I have 5 tracks. Keep in mind that audio design, it's not just putting a music for your clip. It goes way beyond that. Sometimes you have more than 5 tracks. A lot of times you may have to deal with 20 tracks or even more. It all depends on the clip that you have and the amount of noise and sound effects it needs. When you're going to design the audio in your clip, you will be mostly dealing with the audio mixer right here. It's a different tab, and we will learn how to use this in further lessons, but this is where you would do most of your work. Or you would just go in the individual edit settings and deal with each one yourself. But let's take a look at how audio design can change a clip. So I've got my clip. I'm just going to mute all the other tracks and just have a music playing in the background. Let's have a listen. So as you can see, it's just a peaceful music in the back. We got some slow motion videos too, so it goes well. Now, I'm not saying that this is not acceptable. You will see a lot of people do this, but designing the audio and adding sound effects really helps to create a different mood for your clip. Right now, this looks like a maybe montage, and we are going to add 4 more tracks to it. I'm going to go over each one. Let's start by analyzing our clip. What's in this clip? We have some children just sitting on this wood and they're just moving their legs. It has a nostalgic feeling. In the back we have the beach. We have people walking, and up there maybe there's some seagulls. And a lot of times you may not see the thing that needs sound effect. For example, I'm not seeing the seagulls. But all of us know that once we go to the beach, hearing seagulls is not an unnatural thing, and they are present at the beach. So I will add seagulls to make it more realistic. So let's go ahead and add 1 audio track, and this is Wind by the Sea. Wind by the Sea. Let's have a listen. I'm going to increase my audio. Alright, as you can see, it's a lot more acceptable because we have that peaceful wave sounds in the back, and we have this peaceful music. So together they make a really good scene. But we can go a step further. I've applied a people talking at cafe ambience, or just people talking in the distance, because we do have a lot of people in the back and in the front. Let's go ahead and unmute this and listen. Alright, so we have people talking, and seeing how many people there are, I can make it look as if this speech was crowded, and apart from these people that we see, there are people all around and their voices are as we hear. I'm going to add another track for the seagulls. Play that back. So as you can hear, there are plenty of noises coming, but they're all related to one another, and it's that nostalgic scene of going to the beach as kids. I'm going to assume these are kids. And all of these sound effects are familiar noises, meaning that they're not going to disturb the ear. And once combined with the right music and the right scene, I can create a peaceful mood for my clip. This is optional, but adding a voiceover over your peaceful clips can help set the mood. I got this from Free Sound. It's someone telling a story about Paris. It's about Paris. We can assume that this is somewhere in Paris, just for the sake of this video. Let's unmute this and have a listen.
How everything started. I remember the people and the smell, even if it's a little blurry. I remember it was Paris. It was the middle of the 70s. I remember the sound of the accordion and the words.
Alright, so I've combined 5 different audio tracks to create this scene, which when combined with the story makes it look as if this is the scene from this guy's story. So this is indeed Paris, and it was the early 70s, like the guy was saying in the audio. And I've paired this with some color grading to make it look as if it's this guy's memory. So when audio design, color grading, speed, and transitions, when they all come together, you get the best result from your video editing. Alright, so we've made this, but when you first import your audio, they're all at one rate. We would need to go to Audio Mixer, and I went ahead and edited this. You can see some are loud, some are lowered, and I've done this to prioritize an audio over the others. So audio 5 was my storytelling. It's the highest because the priority is the guy telling the story. And then comes the sound effects and then the music. We also have other stuff here. We will learn more about Audio Mixer in another lesson. But this is just how important it is to add audio design to your clips. Alright, so we had this. Let me just go ahead and delete this. So I went ahead and downloaded some things that can be used together to create a nice little clip. This is my clip right here. This guy is just hiking through the woods and the camera is following our subject. So this video doesn't have any audio. If I play it back, there's nothing. When I look at this clip as the audience, I'm not feeling anything because there's nothing going on. None of my senses are triggered. I don't know what's the story and why this guy is going for a hike. And I can fix that using audio design. So let's look at the sounds that we have for this clip. You can go ahead and get more from the audio tab. But I'm going to get the first one, bird whistling. Add that underneath. Play that back. So that alone creates a peaceful environment because of all the soft wind in the back and the birds chirping. That creates a peaceful scene for my subject. And now as the audience, I know that this is nature and I'm feeling closer to the environment that's in the clip just by simply bringing this in. Now let's cut the audio so it fits the clip. Let's get the next sound, and that is walking on the leaves. So there are leaves, and every time you take a step on dry leaves or wet ones, there is a sound. And I can see that as the editor, and I need to add that to my clip. So let's add the walk on leaf sound. I'm gonna cut the first silent part. Have a listen. So as you can see, it's even better because we can hear each of this guy's steps. Now don't worry about the volume, we will fix that later. That was walking on leaves. Let's get another sound, which is wind in the forest with crows. So this audio is pretty low. I'm just going to drag this guy here, add to the volume, maybe a little bit less. Let's have a listen. Alright, so that sounds so much better. Now you could go ahead and add some music in the back. I'm just going to leave it be as it is. But now here's the problem with audio design. You can't just leave it here when everything is loud at the same rate and it's not balanced. It's like having multiple colors on one screen and you haven't balanced them out, and it's kind of difficult for the eyes to follow. The same thing goes for the ear. When you have multiple sounds playing at the same decibel, you're going to make it difficult for the audience to follow those sounds. They don't know what they're listening to first and what the other sounds are trying to send as a message. So that is why we will have to go to audio design. I'm just going to fix these with the audio mixer and then I'll be back. I'm not going to show you guys now because it's a bit too early, but in the further lessons, we will learn how to fix the audio. So I went ahead and adjusted the audios with my audio mixer. Let's have a look at our final product. So as you can see, it's a lot more balanced now. The priority is the foot walking on the leaves because we're focused on that subject in the video. If we didn't have a subject in the clip and it was just the trees, then adding to the volume for the bird audio is a good idea. But right now the focus should be on our subject, so the only sound that the subject would be making is him taking steps on the leaves. So that's what audio design is. Like we said, you could add even more tracks or stick with a few like we are now. If you want to get your own audios, you can go to the audio tab. There's already some environmental sound effects like wind by the sea, thunder before the rain, and so much more. If you want to get more, just go to filmstock.com and you can get plenty more of audios for your clip. Just remember that you need to first analyze your clip and find the stuff that needs audio. If you have a superhero fight and the guy is shooting lasers, you need to put in the lasers, the epic music, and the grunt sounds or the screams or whatever they have in there. And of course, if there's any punches or impact with the other opponent, you need to add that sound effect too. Remember that the more sound effects you have, the more triggered and invested the audience are. So that is why for action movies or for intense fight scenes, there's always a lot of sound effects, and that just keeps the audience eyes on the screen because they're just hearing random things and they're excited to see what happens next. But with peaceful videos like this one, you just want to add the things that are in the clip and you don't want to overdo it or have the audios be a little too loud or too low. And having a balanced audio design is really important. Again, you want to make sure that you have the right amount, not too much and not too little. Now that you know what audio design is and how you can make it happen, we're going to take a look at how you can design your own clips like we did right here with the audio mixer, the audio settings for each track, and additional audio effects that Filmora has to offer. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I will see you in the next one.